What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how with just 2 YouTube ads, 3 audiences, and a few campaigns that have never really stopped, that have never really been changed, I've been able to generate $2.8 million in high-ticket sales, basically generating a 19 times return on their ad spend. So enough chit-chat, let's jump over to my screen and I will show you exactly how this all works. All right, so here we are. We're in the back end of our Google Ads account, and this is where we set up our YouTube advertising campaigns. And just to give you a bit of a background on the situation here, basically, this client of ours, they teach Australian local business owners how to buy local Australian-made products to sell rather than to buy cheap foreign imports to sell and do it at the same price. And so they were having issues with Facebook ads. Facebook kept closing their account down. They'd be down for a week, down for 2 weeks. They finally get it back up and they basically have to start all over again. And it was very frustrating. And so they decided they wanted to try YouTube advertising. And so we helped get them all set up. And these are the results they were getting. So as you can see here from these 4 particular campaigns, they spent $150,000 on their advertising. There were 2 ads. I mentioned 2 ads earlier. These were the 2 ads they used. So the first one was like a 30 to 50% cheaper statistic hook. And the other one was a it's time statistic hook. I'll go a bit more into detail about ads later on, but those are the 2 ads they used in all of their campaigns. Right now, the 3 audiences that we talked about, okay? The first one was like government websites, right? So they'd be like government importing, exporting websites. We would say to Google, hey, Google, anyone that visits these types of websites, I want to show my ads to them when they're on YouTube. Okay. The next one was like a tools login audience. So we said, hey, Google, anyone that visits the login pages for these specific tools, right? These software tools, I want to show my ads to them the next time that they're on YouTube. All right. And we set those up and they took off. They absolutely took off. We spent almost 100 grand just on these specific 2 audiences. And the third audience was obviously the remarketing audience. Okay. So anyone that, visited the website, but didn't actually, or the landing page, but didn't actually take an action and become a lead, we want to show our ads to them again. And so that's exactly how we set it up. They spent 150 grand and they've made roughly $2.8 million off of that 150 grand over the past, like two years, somewhere around there. Okay. Now, in the next part of this video, I want to show you how to set this all up. So stick around. Okay. So in order for this to work well for you, I mean, like wildly well for you, you need to have 3 things. The first one is you need to have an offer that actually converts. Okay. If you are already running a high ticket offer on Facebook and it's converting well, then you can basically almost seamlessly transition to YouTube and it will work well there. All right. So you need to have an offer that actually converts. The second thing you need to have is an ad. All right. So by an ad, I mean you need to have a good script for your ad. Now, I actually did another video on how to script ads. You can find that in the description below. Click on that, it takes you to another video. All right. So now to shoot your ad, before I move on, to shoot your ad, what do you need? You need good sound, so a good microphone, all right, good lapel mic of some sort, and one of these. You don't need fancy equipment, fancy lights, or fancy anything, just a smartphone that's half decent that can shoot that half decent video and a good sound. And then you just go somewhere quiet, somewhere nice, and you shoot your script. All right. That's as easy as it has to be. All right. And the third thing you need to have are killer audiences. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jump back over to Google and I'm gonna show you how to create killer audiences. Okay. So you have your offer, you have your ads all shot and created. Okay. So now you need to create killer audiences. So how do we do that? So you want to go inside your Google Ads platform, should look just like this. And you want to come over here to tools on the left-hand side. You go to shared library, right? And you go to audience manager. Okay. You click on that and you have a number of audiences up here. Okay. I won't go too much into detail here on what's what, but for this specific video, you want to target custom segments, okay? Particular audiences that you can create yourself, okay? Once you click on that, you click on the big fatty blue button, and then you name it here. So for example, if it's like a website that I'm targeting, which is, by the way, is like the best one ever, okay? I do CW, custom website, and then I put, the type of website, okay? So what you do here is you then come down, you go people who browse types of websites. You click on that, remove here, and what you want to do here is you basically paste the website right here. So I could put say google.com, for example, right? And I press enter, right? Now, you only really want about maybe 3 to 5 websites that are similar to each other. Okay. Don't put software websites and government websites in the same audience. You're going to have a software login audience and a government website audience. And that's exactly what you put in here. Okay. Once you do that, you then hit save. Okay. And then creates your audience and it sticks it in here. Okay. That's as easy as it is to create these killer website audiences. All right. So once you've created your audiences, now you need to go in and you need to create your campaigns. So we'll head back over to campaigns, right? I'm going to create a new campaign. So you have your ad, you have your audiences. Now we're going to create our marketing machine here. Click on new campaign. And then what you want to do here is you want to go to leads. Click on leads and you will have, once you've started your conversion tracking set up, okay, you'll have your conversion tracking here. You'll then click on continue, right? And it'll be demand gen. Click on that. Click on continue. All right, so now we're gonna start building out our actual campaign. Your campaign name, you can name it whatever you want, whatever your naming convention is. It's not it's fine, whatever makes sense to you. Campaign goal, obviously, it's going to be conversions, right? Your conversion goals will all be here. Usually it's gonna be like submit a lead form mostly if you're like running a high ticket offer. So yeah, submit a lead form. Now, target cost per action. We do not want to run this until we have a ton of conversion data inside our account. All right. Because Google doesn't know how much a conversion is going to cost. We leave this blank for now. Our daily budget, you want to be running at least $50 a day to begin with, at least $50 a day, if not more. Okay. Obviously, I mean, I would start out at like, $200, $300 a day. I would leave it at $50 a day initially, and that will give you a really good running start for your campaigns. I use it on a daily. Obviously, location and languages. What I like to do is enable here, and this allows me to get a bit more detailed, a bit more granular with my targeting. So for example, I can go to enter locations, I can go to advanced search, and I can do a radius around a city. I can do a whole state. I can do a whole country, right? So in this case, I'll just do United States, just to keep it easy. Languages, obviously the United States is English speaking. So I will find English, done is, right? Now devices, this is really important. We want to set specific targeting for devices. We get rid of TV screens, we get through tablets. We have computers and mobile phones, and that is it, okay? That's all we're gonna do there. Ad schedule, I'll let it run all day. I don't worry about third-party measurements, and I don't worry about campaign URL options. Go to ad group. Right, this is where I'm going to put in my audience, okay? Very similar to Facebook. Now, we do not want to show on all Google channels. If you show in Google, on all Google channels, it will destroy your budget. You'll get stuff all results and you will cry. Let me choose, okay? You want to choose only in-stream ads, okay? All this other stuff, okay, for video ads is bad, okay? Only in-stream ads. I cannot stress that enough. So that's good. Audiences. So this is where we add the website audience that we just created, okay? We go to add an audience, new audience, okay? We're gonna enter this audience name. I just want to put this puts CW, and then website audience, for example, okay? Custom segments, this is where it is. And you go to browse and your newly made audience, your website audience will be right in here. Okay, so I have a few more audiences in here. So for example, go high level, click on the audiences. Those are websites, okay, those website audiences. So I'll pick those, for example. So you have your audiences in there, okay? Don't touch your data, that's remarketing. You can do lookalike audiences, that's for later on, all right? Our demographics, okay? Come with demographics and you pick your demographics. So high ticket, I usually do 35 to like 64, okay? And then I like to do, for household income, I'll do top 10% to basically the top 50% of household income, okay? I always leave unknown ticked, and then I hit save, right? Now that's just added our audience to our campaign that our ads are gonna show to. Now, here's a traffic trap. Optimize targeting. This is automatically ticked. We want to untick it. Basically, what this is saying is I want Google to go out to people outside of this website audience. I don't want that. I want Google to focus my ads on just the people, just the humans inside this website audience. So make sure you untick optimize targeting, okay? Once that's finished, we then go to our ad, okay? We want to then create a video ad, all right? And then we just put our ad name here, whatever name your ad. You put your funnel URL here. So I'll just put an example URL here. So I'll just put google.com, for example. We don't want to show a screen page, finish a landing page on ads. Okay. And this is where we're going to put in our YouTube ad. Okay. So you want to make sure that your YouTube channel is connected to your Google ad account. Okay. Once that's done and your ad is uploaded to your YouTube channel, you can then click add and you can find all your different ads here. Okay. These are some of my videos that I've created. So I'll just pick one as an example. So I'll pick that one right there, save. Okay. So this is going to show you what your YouTube ads can look like on mobile, what's going to look on desktop. Okay. But we're not going to do TV because we're not doing TV. Okay. So that's what ad looks like. Now they do have an option here, choose where your videos show. Okay. But remember, we've already done that previously. So I like to leave this turned off. Okay. Have your business logo here. All right. Now down here, we want to remove, get shorter versions of your videos. All right. We do want to keep vertical square versions of our videos in place because it just helps with different size phones and screens and all sorts. But we don't want Google to shorten our ad. Okay. You've spent time and money crafting this beautiful ad. We don't want Google mucking around with it. So I always untick this one. The next one is going to be our headlines. Okay. So whatever headlines you're using in Facebook that are working quite well, you can usually plug and play them into here or a variation of them. Okay. So I'm just going to do example killer headline. So that's what's going to look like on mobile, and that's what's going to look like on desktop. Okay. Most of your traffic is going to come from mobile devices. Okay. It's going to come from cell phones. Okay. Now with headlines, you can have multiple headlines. I do try to have at least 3 headlines on here. So, it's up 2, and then example headline 3. Okay. It just gives Google a few more options to play with. They do like that for some reason. Now, don't get overly critical on your headlines. The headlines, the long headlines, description, they are not nearly as important as your actual ad. All right. So you want to spend a lot of time cracking really good ad. Okay. And make sure you have good headlines here, but don't get too OCD about them. Okay. Trust me. Right. You can add in a long headline. For example, long headline, right? Description. Okay. Are they going to go to a webinar? Is it a live event? Is it a training of some sort? So, this is a cool training. Okay. Come and watch. All right. So have a description. Okay. You definitely want to call to action. Usually it's going to be a watch now or learn more. Learn more works perfectly fine. I use it all the time. Okay. And then you put your name here. So, business name here. Okay. Now, site links, don't worry about site links. I won't get too into them, but you can't actually use site links if you're sending someone to a single page funnel, right? If it's like a webinar funnel or like a live event funnel or book a call funnel, you're only going to have one page. And in order to have site links, you need to be able to send them to 2 pages or have the options to send them to 2 pages, but you don't do that. So just forget site links, right? So once that's done, we go to review, okay? And it'll look it over. And then we go to publish campaign. Okay. And so then once your campaign's been published, you come back to campaigns here, and here is our brand new campaign right here. Okay. That's a new campaign. Okay. Now this will have to learn for a few days. Okay. Just give it time. All right. The results may suck in the very beginning, the first few days, but just give it time. And once it finds itself, it'll take off. Okay. Try not to touch it too much. All right. The more you touch it, the longer it's got to learn, and the more money you're going to waste. Okay. So you just have to be patient with these sorts of campaigns. Now, if you guys would like more help with setting up YouTube ads and running YouTube ads for your own high ticket offers, whether you're looking for a done for you option or looking for a coaching mentoring option, we can definitely help you. Please email us at support@adforge.agency, and myself or my team will get back to you ASAP. Look, guys, I hope you had a fantastic time in this video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, share. It all helps this channel grow. And I will see you in the next video.